Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter.
Hey there guys, it's Adam Martin here, and welcome back to another episode of the Now Review. And for today's instalment we're going to be taking a look at the latest entry in the Mainline Now series, the highly requested and anticipated, now that's what I call music, 103. So here we are, the 103rd volume of Now That's What I Call Music, 36 years in. And everything on the front seems pretty much the same. It's still 2 CDs, it's still got a very colourful cover, and I quite like this for this one, this sort of sprouting flowers, I guess, but I love the colour combinations here. And of course you've got the main logo. The spine is just Now 103, and Now is anything, if it is anything, it is consistent in its appearance. And a lot of people say, oh, Now needs a change, needs a revamp, but I've always sort of been happy with this sort of style. They've been using it since Now 20 in various forms, so if it helps recognise the brand, I'm all for it. So here is your track list. We'll do the usual, we'll skim a bit now and then talk more later. So you got, of course, Old Town Roads on here. You got Cross Me off the new Ed Sheeran album. I thought I Don't Care with the Justin Bieber would have been on here. You got Billie Eilish, an Avicii track, Katy Perry, Ariana, of course, Stormzy, Shawn Mendes. Lot of big names here, and we're closing this one with Steel Bangles feat AJ Tracey and Mostak with Fashion Week. And like I said in Summer Party, look at all these features on here, these featured artists. I mean, it's getting more and more, which is great. I love seeing artists collaborate with each other, but you definitely see a lot less individual appearances here. And this says, bonus, throwback to Now 3. We'll get more on that in a minute, but here's CD2 with Shawn Mendes again, Lewis Capaldi, who's one of the biggest artists right now, Ariana again, Avicii again, David Guetta, Bastille, Kylie Minogue, nice to see, Ellie Goulding, Kylie Minogue must be the most appeared female artist on Now by now, surely. And we are finishing off with Himish Patel in his version of Yesterday, yes, from the movie Yesterday, which I haven't seen. And Taron Egerton's on here doing Rocket Man from, of course, Rocket Man. So 2 movie soundtracks on here, very interesting choice. And you've got the 35th anniversary, Now 3 throwbacks. So if you remember on Now 102, they included 6 tracks from Now 2. They've cut them down to 4, so we've got White Lines Don't Do It by Grandmaster Flash and Melly Mel, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark with Locomotion, The Weather Girls and It's Raining Men, and Nick Kershaw with I Won't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. Interesting, they've cut it down from 6 to 4. From what I heard in the wider community, this throwback thing was seen widely as quite unnecessary, and I'll talk more about why I think it's that as well as we go on. But this, of course, came out in 2019, and we'll open this up. It's dual case CD. Oh, there we go. There it is, you see. Now 3, 35th year anniversary. Now 3 available on CD for the very first time. Now 1 and 2 also available on CD. So if you're a Now collector in that sense, you definitely need to pick this up. I'm not so bothered about the early Nows on CD, so I'll give that one a pass. But if you're into this sort of thing, you need to pick that up. And here is the disc. Yeah, I like the colours here of blue and green. I've got to be honest, it all meshes quite well with the logo and stuff. Yeah, I'm all for that. Let's have a look how Disc 2 does it. Ooh, red and green. I really like these colour combinations. Normally, I think they can get their colour combinations so wrong, but these ones are actually really nice. And this is the Now Music streaming app. I'm so happy they've abandoned the home of hit music in your pocket. And follow them on all their social medias, as I do on some of them, all bar Snapchat. Don't have Snapchat anymore. So yeah, first of all, this track list. I mean, you know, it's the standard Nows. There's not much more you can say. If you follow the chart, it's got pretty much most things here. As I said, out of the new Ed Sheeran album, I find it interesting they've decided to put Cross Me on here instead of I Don't Care, which was his collaboration with Ed Sheeran, or even Beautiful People, which recently I think has gone to #1. I mean, I know the album came out recently, but this song came after I Don't Care, so it would make more sense for I Don't Care to be on this, but you know, it doesn't really matter. I just find it interesting. Of course, Billie Eilish is on here because she's made a splash. There's a Lewis Capaldi song, Hold Me While You Wait, because he's taking over the world. A lot of doubles here, so Ariana Grande's on here twice. Yes, she is, with Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored, and also Monopoly. And Avicii's on here with Heaven, and also with SOS. He's track 4 both times, that's interesting. I haven't followed the charts mainly recently, but I don't know why Avicii's on here twice. Has there been a posthumous album? Because, of course, sadly, he died not too long ago, so I'm assuming it's posthumous material. But hey, glad to see his legacy's being remembered, and he appears on here twice. David Guetta's always doing the rounds. He's often got a song. As I said, Kylie Minogue must be the most featured. Now, there's a lot of good tracks on here, to be honest. I usually slag off the chart these days, but there's a lot of Really a lot of good songs on here. I really like Bounce Back by Little Mix, which features a heavy sample of Back to Life by Soul to Soul, which is an old 80s track, so give that a listen if you haven't, it's brilliant. So now, this 35th anniversary features idea. Initially, when I saw they were doing it on Now 102, I thought, yeah, that's an interesting concept, give people the chance to see these old tracks, but I've got to be honest, and I think I mentioned this in the recent Sunday catch-up, this throwback idea, if kids want to listen to 80s music or discover 80s music, they're going to do it on Spotify, they're going to do it on YouTube, they aren't going to spend their hard-earned money on a CD just for 4 tracks, if you know what I mean. So I think this throwback idea on the main albums, I just think you need to kill it, get it done with, because, you know, 4 more modern songs could have been included on here. I mean, I don't know whether they can't have run out of songs, there's always new songs. I mean, you put 2 soundtrack songs on here, for goodness sake, so yeah, I'll be surprised to see if this comes back in Now 104. If they do a Now 4 throwback, as I say, I think they should axe it completely. What I do like is the movie track inclusions. Like, I know they've done this throughout their history with whatever's popular, but to have 2 tracks featured, I think that's quite cool if we can do that with every Now. I wouldn't be surprised if they agree with Disney on the next Now 104, if they maybe get something from The Lion King in, or one of the Aladdin songs. I'm surprised one of the Aladdin songs isn't on here, to be honest, but anyway. So, yeah, really solid track list. It's available on all the usual... you can buy this one in supermarkets, of course, and HMV, retail price ranging from about £11 to £13. You can buy it online as well, Amazon or the Now Music site, if you're so inclined. I mean, if you're a Now collector, of course, you're going to get it. If you like chart music, if you like everything that's going on in 2019 so far, and maybe you own Now 102 first, then you should definitely get this. If you like, you know, a nice sample of chart music, you want it for your car, you want it for a party, it's definitely a good thing to pick up. Is it essential? I mean, if you're not bothered about chart music, I would definitely give it a miss. If you don't like 2019 music specifically, then give it a miss as well. But it's a decent entry for the mainline series. I'd argue it was the track listing on the whole is better than Now 102, but that's just my personal preference. So I'm very happy with how they've turned this out. If they just axe this whole throwback idea and just push the reissues of the older Nows on CD in different ways, like maybe do adverts on YouTube or just something. You don't need to do the throwback on here. I just think in today's day and age where streaming is such a big focus, including 4 tracks as like a teaser on here is absolutely not necessary. But that is all for this installment of the Now Review. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and a comment on what you think of Now 103 and if you picked a copy up. Share the video around with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you're new with notifications on, and until the next one, I will see you guys next time.
Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Hooks Media, Ben Freeman, Ethan Carberry-Holt, Bruce Danton, The Broken Kitsumanoid, and Francine Salazar, our AMTV staff members.